Spears of orange from the morning sun poked through the patches of mist that clung to the mountain peaks. From his poor vantage in the speeding Daimler, Albert von Cassel waited for the castle's watchtower to appear. Beside him, Dawn dozed, her head resting on the red velvet pillow that Garth had provided after he had tucked away their baggage. Now Garth's bovine bulk in the front seat created further obstructions to the impending view. It was there, up there, Albert knew, waiting for the car to reach just the right position. "Slower," Albert commanded, replicating his father's inflection. It was not arrogance, merely the standard way of communication. Garth understood orders. He had been with the SS. Albert waited, squinting. The change in the Daimler's rhythm stirred Dawn. She mumbled something, then burrowed deeper into the pillow. She disliked annoyances that affected sleep, and Albert had quickly rejected the notion to shake her awake. He no longer felt a compelling need to share with her. More and more experiences, thoughts, were private. They hung together now by inertia, although it was too cruel an idea for him to impart directly. Not yet. He had been feeling vaguely annoyed for a long time now, the impending reunion only increasing his agitation. All those long memories to be confronted. That Teutonic obsession. There, he pointed, as if it were a child's discovery. He felt an odd ripple in his heartbeat, a familiar clutch in his throat. Garth nodded, and he could see the lips curl faintly on the old retainer's face, a shadow of a smile. Poking above the mist, he saw the watchtower of the citadel stabbing into the sun's orange shower, deflecting rays on the ancient stone surface. Above the watchtower, plumed on its metallic staff, he could see the rippling banner, a field of white on which were emblazoned the markings of the Teutonic Order. They were still miles from the castle, but what was seen could raise the adrenaline, involve the living blood. Never mind that it was all a contrivance now. Never mind that the citadel with its bastions, ramparts, allures, baileys, and barbicans was only a prop for tourists to stimulate historical fantasies. Never mind that it was, after all, merely a hotel. "Damn, it's beautiful," he mumbled. Despite himself, he could not resist the historical magnetism. It was built 900 years ago by the Knights of the Teutonic Order, von Cassel among them. 100 years later, the Knights moved eastward, bringing their version of a zealous god with them, determined that the primitive innocents in their acquisitive path would submit their minds and lands to the Knights' enlightenment. They did, not quite graciously, and they gave the Germans their Ostland. The bloody migration deposited a von Cassel on the shores of the Baltic Estonia. That would be about 800 years ago, 32 odd generations, a time frame perhaps worthy of his father's white-hot obsession. Such continuity deserved its myths and legends, he supposed, wondering why he could never really find the heat of this mighty flame inside himself. It was the old enigma again. The castle was theirs now, a von Cassel possession, another artifact in his father's collection of all things ever touched by the authentic ancestor. Only the Estonian lands remained to be reacquired, an impossible dream. Dawn stirred again, moved a gold-braceleted wrist to his knee. "There yet?" Her voice had not yet cleared. The private moment had passed. Soon. He pointed to the distant watchtower. She moved downward to catch the picture, blinking to clear her sleep-fogged eyes. "Like in a fairy tale," she said, moved, he suspected, by images of Grimm and Andersen. "Full of ghosts," he said.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.